everyone, it's Jessica from the Serendipity blog, and today I am joined with Funmi Adewole, who is a dance academic working actively in the UK. Funmi, are you able to tell me about your association with ADAD?
ADAD is an organisation which is turning 21 this year.
Yes.
And after its 21st birthday, it's going to become part of a consortium called One Dance UK. It was an organisation that started in 1995. And the aim of the organisation when it started was to create a platform for black dancers, and after a while it began to evolve into becoming an organisation that supported the practice of dance of the African diaspora.
And how do you consider that the legacy will continue, even though there is this consortium, this merger?
Yeah, I've attended some of the meetings that have gone on around the merger, and I've had many conversations with Mercy Mburije and Judith Palmer. Mercy is the director and Judith is the chair. And yes, ADAD's most important projects are going to be supported in the consortium. So even though ADAD as an organisation will no longer exist, the support for the dance of the African diaspora will continue. And the idea is that within the consortium, these events will be situated in a wider playing field.
Okay.
And hopefully that will give the artists a wider network or canvas.
So there's still going to be support for black and emerging black artists within the UK.
Yeah.
So how would you consider the current situation for black women in dances in the UK? The conference that we're hosting this year with Bush women, black women in dance stepping out of the barriers, sees dance academics, practitioners and enthusiasts unite and really celebrate the work that black women in the dance industry have done.
I think that's a very important, very, very important conference, and I was even saying to Paulette that I've met a lot of people who have said to me, are you going to be at the conference that Serendipity is doing in May? See you there.
Yeah.
So it's a real talking point at the moment, and people are talking about meeting each other there.
We're taking it as an international networking event right now. Yeah.
It is an international networking event, and a lot of people are very excited that Urban Bush Women is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
They were here in the 80s, they've been back many times since then, and people just love Jawoli's work. So it's very important. There are many amazing and strong black women in dance. They don't always get the visibility they deserve. And because dance as a profession can be quite precarious, a lot of their work tends to be voluntary.
Yeah.
They are often behind the scenes, holding everything together, and I know a number of female choreographers who have sacrificed their artistic ambitions to create opportunity for community provision and education. There are many black female choreographers, but they don't get the visibilities. We don't see them. If we wanted to start counting who we know that is actively touring,
Yeah.
we'll probably struggle.
Yeah.
If you go to the conferences, talk to the people, who's running the classes, who's thinking about dance, who's creating new dance vocabularies for teaching,
Yeah.
there are a lot of women there. So it's great to see a number of women that have been established get some visibility, get a platform to speak about it, and hopefully we network more, we become stronger, and we look for strategies.
Yes, I was going to say, so would you recommend networking as the main strategy for black women in dance to get more visibility?
Networking has a part to play, because dance as a profession itself is not something with a set up career pathway.
Yeah.
It's not like accountancy. Sometimes it's very difficult to even define what a dance professional is.
Yeah.
What I mean? You can have all the
so many avenues.
Yeah, so many avenues. I feel that to have a profession, to have dance as a profession, is have a relationship with dance itself.
Yeah.
And since it is like that, it's a kind of profession that works best if there's a collective of people sort of working together,
Mm-hmm.
sharing skills, giving each other peer support. For example, X6 Collective,
Mm-hmm.
when they started out in the warehouses in East London, one of the things that gave them visibility was a magazine that was produced called New Dance,
Yeah.
which I think the editor for a while was Ramsey Burt.
Yes, Ramsey, Mike Huxley,
yes,
is an original
Mike
writer.
Huxley, they're professors at DMU.
Yeah.
they worked in tandem with the artists, and I think Emily Clade, who is also a dancer, wrote, and they were very strategic in knowing that they had to document what was going on.
Yeah.
They had to give a platform for it. So they knew they were not going to be reviewed by the Evening Standard or Opera Today, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yet they felt they had something important to say. They had to develop a discourse for the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
They also were very aware that they had to create a different environment for that work to flourish in. They would not get any notice if they tried to perform it in, I don't know, the South Bank Centre. It wasn't the place for it.
Yeah.
They had to sort of come away to draw attention to what they were going to see, so people knew that something different was happening down the road.
Yeah.
So there were those kind of strategies, and over the years, as that collective dispersed, as they all went into other things, the discourse about what they've done has continued,
Yeah,
and it's informed
certainly.
other developments, like things that have gone on in Chisholm Hill Dance Space and places like that.
Okay, great. So are you able to tell us about your association with the International Association of Blacks in Dance?
The International Association of Blacks in Dance, I had the opportunity to attend the conference out in America in January. It's an organisation that's been going for 25 years. Last year, Mercy and Judith from ADAD attended to introduce the organisation to them and say, hello, there's a sister organisation in Britain, because networks are good. Where there's networks, there's opportunities and possibilities.
Yes, most definitely.
And this year I was invited out to talk about British practice because I also work as a dramaturg, and I have the opportunity to watch companies create their work or experiment with creating new dance vocabulary. So I went there just to speak about that and speak specifically about a collaboration ADAD had done with Dance Immersion, which is a Canadian organisation. Right. So I went to talk about that, and it was quite an amazing experience. This organisation is 25 years old. It wasn't academic based, it was very much about the industry and about training in dance. So there was a lot of young people, there were a lot of dancers about the age of 16 coming in, looking very proud in their tracksuits, their hair done. There were auditions, there were discussion groups, there were panels, and there was lots of performance. And these companies, some of them are 30 years old, 25 years old. It was really good to see how they organise themselves, their passion, their vision, and their vision really for young dancers and bringing them through. It made me understand very much about how a context supports dance, because in America there's much less funding than here.
Yeah, you have to be working for 3 years until you actually get any funding, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know how the funding system works, but I did know that there were sort of criteria of that situation. There's a large competition circuit as well. So, and there's a very high technical standard as a result.
Yeah.
People spoke about the pros and cons of that. I mean, one teacher said dancers get burnt out sometimes at the age of 16. They just can't face another choreography. And the technical standards is very high. Spectacle is very important. And that particular dance teacher was saying he felt in Europe people were more exploratory and more interested in aesthetic and in pushing the aesthetic. On the other hand, I mean, the level of dance and the passion of dance was very powerful, and you could see the pros and cons of the situation.
Okay, great. That's it from us today. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on another blog post.
Thank you.
Bye.